Another primetime matchup for the Seahawks as they face off against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. It's time for your key matchups. Jackie Montgomery here with Jen Mueller. John Boyle is still on paternity leave. Well, the Seattle Seahawks, sitting at 7-3, are tied for the top spot in the NFC West. They hit the road to go cross country to take on the Philadelphia Eagles, who sit at 3-6-1, but you don't want to overlook them despite that record. Let's jump right into our first key matchup, and that is Seattle's pass protection going up against Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. They have one of the best pass rushes in the league. Jen, what do you see here?
You certainly do not want to overlook the duo of Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. They are a big reason why this Eagles defense is second in the NFL in sacks. And here's the most impressive thing. They do it without bringing the extra guy. The Eagles don't blitz. They can get pressure with 4. In fact, they are the 4th best team when it comes to pressuring the quarterback, and they only blitz about 24% of the time. Compare that to Seattle's 34% blitzing. But if the Seahawks can hold their own up front, there's opportunities for Russell Wilson downfield. But here's the thing. Ethan Posick returns, which means Damian Lewis can slide back to his right guard spot. But it looks like Brandon Shell is going to miss some time with an ankle injury, so Cedric Ogbuehi would be making his first start since 2017. But again, keeping him clean means there's opportunities downfield. Just 3 interceptions for the secondary. And you might remember that playoff game with DK Metcalf and 160 yards last year. That was a franchise and an NFL rookie record.
All right, Jen, well, one reason why you want to get that offensive line working so well together so that you can help establish the run. Chris Carson possibly coming back, but let's talk about the running back group as a whole and them going up against the Philadelphia Eagles run defense.
Well, and this really works hand in hand, Jackie, because you do want that offensive line operating effectively because it's going to take pressure off of the pressure that's coming against Russell Wilson. And that run defense, it looks like there's a lot of opportunity there. If you just look at the total yards allowed by this Eagles defense, 133 a game. That is the 25th ranked team in the league. Look a little further, though, and see that yards per carry is just 4.2. That is significantly better. There's been some long runs that have skewed the numbers for the Eagles. So while it might be a little bit harder to run against them than the numbers suggest, the Seahawks are coming off a fantastic run game where Carlos Hyde played a big role and was a big reason as to why the Seahawks rushed for the 2nd most yards that they'd had all season long. And if you think back to last year in the regular season matchup against the Eagles, Rashad Penny had a career high 129 yards. Now without Penny and without Chris Carson in that wild card game, it looked completely different. In fact, Russell Wilson was the leading rusher. But we know after seeing that balanced offense last week that if that run game is going, it makes life so much easier across the board. If Chris Carson gets back, now you're going to see the Seahawks offense that we're used to seeing.
And finally, Jen, let's talk about the Seahawks pass rush and the different pressure packages we've been seeing this season going up against quarterback Carson Wentz, who leads the league in sacks.
40 sacks. That's what Carson Wentz has been dealing with all season long. It is a lot of heat, and there is no reason to think that that is going to stop this week. I mean, just consider what this Seahawks defense has done since week 8. 2nd most sacks in that time period. Of course, that coincides with the return of Jamal Adams and the addition of Carlos Dunlap, who Ken Norton Jr. said gives everybody a lot of confidence because when you can generate that type of pressure, well, you don't have to worry about covering your guy downfield for 5 to 7 seconds. And look, Wentz has made a lot of mistakes this year. 14 interceptions leads the league. They haven't been able to capitalize on 3rd downs, just 2 of 21 in the last couple of weeks. And last year, this Seahawks defense got after him pretty good and generated 5 turnovers in that regular season contest. Now, there is a chance that tight end Zach Ertz returns, but that doesn't solve all of the Eagles' problems. Consistently, wide receivers are having a hard time beating man-on-man coverage. So the Seahawks defense certainly has some opportunities this week.
All right, well, that's going to do it for your key matchups for Week 12. You can watch it live on Monday Night Football on ESPN. Kickoff is set for 5:15 p.m. Pacific.